yung pinakamalakas tsaka yung pinakamalubha na kasalanan ng Vice President, yun yung pagtatangka sa buhay ng ating Pangulo, sa kanyang kabiyak, yung First Lady, tsaka yung former Speaker of the House. Hindi po normal sa isang civilized na bansa gaya ng Pilipinas na yung isang Vice Presidente i-aanunsyo sa publiko that she already contracted an assassin to kill no less than the President, the First Lady, and the former Speaker of the House. Kung yung ginawa ng Vice President ay nangyari sa ibang bansa, matagal na pong napatalsik sa posisyon yung Vice President. Let's ask the public, let's ask the media. Okay? Is it normal to do that? So personally, that is my take as to ano yung pinakamalakas, yun yung pagbabanta sa buhay ng no less than the highest officials of the land.
How about the others po?
Lahat. Amen.
That question actually goes to the merit of the case, but there's a presumption of regularity. So I think all articles have potentials based on our review for conviction.
Thank you, Lance. Eden Santos from Net25 is now recognized.
Kung ano po ang reaksyon nyo doon sa possibility na baka si Senator Escudero ang talagang mag-preside po ng impeachment trial, yan ang isa sa pinag-uusapan po sa Gatchalian Block.
Whether it is acting SP Win Gatchalian or Senator Cheese Escudero who will be presiding the impeachment trial, in behalf of the prosecutors, we are expressing our faith and confidence to this accountability mechanism, no? And besides, ito namang impeachment trial na ito, this is not a question of who is the presiding officer, who are the senator judges, who are the public and the private prosecutors, no. By impeachment trial, we're trying to exact accountability to the public officials. This is a response to the Constitution's call, which says that public office is a public trust and that public officials must be accountable to the people at all times. I wish to add, itong gagawin na to ng mga prosecutors, this is not about acquittal or conviction. More than that, this is about enforcing and preserving accountability mechanism which is innate in a democratic country like ours.
So okay lang po if in case na si Senator Escudero.
To complete my statement, whether it is former SP Alan or acting SP Win or the one which you mentioned, Senator Cheese, we express our faith and confidence to accountability mechanism. If indeed Senator Cheese Escudero will be designated as the presiding officer, let us not judge him on the basis of what happened to the first impeachment back in 19 Congress.
Bakit kailangan ng private prosecutors? Kailangan din po ba meron pong lead private prosecutor? Meron po bang ganong mechanism?
We are a supportive role. We are here, kagaya ng mga kaso kung sa korte, we are here under the control and supervision of the public prosecutors. So, ang role po namin ay assist, ang role po namin ay to give. So, ang lahat po kami ay private prosecutors po kaming lahat. In the sense that we will all be leading ourselves into supporting whatever the public prosecutors need, or whatever we feel is useful and necessary for a full, fair, and strong presentation of evidence. So, sa sagot niyo po, supporting cast lang po kami. Wala po kaming billing issue dito. Sino ang bida dito? Ang bida po dito ay ang taong bayan. Supporting cast lang po ang private prosecutors. Of course, ang public prosecutors, yun po ang kami wala kaming talent fee eh. So, support lang kami. But it is the public prosecutors really that will be leading this. And that's all I can say. So,
Sabi niyo nga po, supporting characters. Pero are you eyeing to cross-examine the Vice President?
if that is the role that the public prosecutors will assign to us, yes. But I think the public prosecutors are, in our view, all competent to cross-examine the Vice President if and when she appears. That is the big question mark.
Kay Kong Jervil po, kasi nagsalita rin po si VP Duterte about sa impeachment trial kahapon in an interview at sinabi niya na ipinauubaya niya na po sa mga abogado niya yun pong preparation para sa impeachment trial at klinaro niya na yung mga abogado niya gawin daw pong ginusto niya po na maliit lang yung kanyang team pagdating po dito sa impeachment trial. So since ang marami nga pong gustong mag-volunteer, overwhelming yung numbers, so, more confident po kayo sa conviction in terms po ng mga tutulong?
We are confident about the private prosecutors who are helping us, no? Kasi kilala silang magagaling na abogado. Kung tawagin natin, mga abogado de campanilla. And we are really grateful na because of their prominence, nakaka-uplift ng confidence from our part. Of course, we have to acknowledge na kahit po abogado yung 11 prosecutors, except for Kong Chel Jokno, because talagang seasoned practitioner din ito, but for the remaining 10 prosecutors, medyo napahinto kami ng practice since we embark in public service. And definitely, kailangan po namin ang tulong ng mga private prosecutors because they are the people specialized in litigation, no? At perhaps res ipsa loquitur na to. Alam nyo naman kung gaano kalalaki itong law firm na ito, the PECA Bar, the Kapunan, and even sa legal, no? And because of their presence and support that they are extending to us, indeed, talagang na-boost ang confidence ng 11 prosecutors because of this support, no? And not only that, not only the private prosecutors, we are confident as well because of the strong evidence that we have. But to your question, kung confident ako to secure conviction, it is premature to comment to that. We have not seen, as a matter of fact, the evidence of the Vice President. You will remember, yung sagot niya sa Justice Committee, yung sagot niya sa Impeachment Court, almost the same. And it evolved on constitutional and procedural and technical issues, no? They did not directly respond to the allegations of offenses which were anchored in the impeachable grounds. So it is premature to say that the evidence of the prosecution is enough to secure conviction until and unless we have seen the evidence of the respondent.
Our next question will come from Lines Capanti of GMA Online.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon po. On ano lang po, sundutin ko lang about the weight of the evidence. What happens if the Vice President refuses to recognize the issuance of pretrial order? Because I understand the signatory there is Senator Sherwin Gatchalian. What if she decides not to honor it by citing the current Senate leadership issues? Should the Senate Impeachment Court po consider that as a waiver of her right to present evidence? Halimbawa, hindi siya mag-submit ng pretrial brief. should the Senate impeachment court po consider that as a waiver already of presenting evidence?
We are all eagerly anticipating the moves that the Vice President will take insofar as the order for pre-trial conference is concerned. Malalaman po natin yan within the next few days kung ano yung magiging pagtrato niya sa order na in-issue ng ating presiding officer. It's very hard to put ourselves in the minds of the Vice President and her lawyers. So I'd rather not try to do that. Perhaps let's just wait for them to make their move, and then we can respond accordingly.
Sir, follow-up lang po. About yung binanggit po ni Chair Luistro kanina about the Senate the Senate and the rules should evolve to reflect is evolving and should reflect proper representation. Based on existing jurisprudence po ba, meron po bang batas or jurisprudence allowing the Senate Impeachment Court to revise their rules and change the threshold needed for conviction? I'm just curious kung if they are allowed to change it, the 16.
Well, insofar as the number, yung two-thirds requirement, yun ay hindi mababago yun dahil nasa konstitusyon yan. Other rules of procedure are within the power of the Senate to amend or revise. Yung isa na lang siguro magiging issue, and really this is not well settled by jurisprudence, is how do you count the two-thirds? Yung ganun, it's very similar to yung question tungkol sa quorum. Kung dati ang pananaw ng karamihan ay dapat 13, kinlaro na yan ng ating Supreme Court that it could be less than 13 depending on how many senators are within the coercive reach of the Senate. Now, whether that will also apply to the impeachment court ay hindi pa yan nasa-settle ng jurisprudence. So, hindi rin natin alam kung paano ang magiging pagpapasya ng Supreme Court kung sakasakaling umabot doon itong issue.
I wish to add, no? Alalahanin natin the reason why the House of Representatives is here, why the Senate is there. Isa lang ang dahilan. That is to represent the interest of the Filipino people. Doon sa usapin ng change of leadership, narinig natin yung term na within the coercive means of the Senate. And if we are beyond the coercive means, the question is, do you think that the senators are in the proper position to say that they are representing the interest of the Filipino people? I wish to anchor my interpretation on the required number for conviction on that line. Kung makaka-attend, kung makaka-participate, kung makakaboto, then you are representing the interest of the Filipino people. But if you are beyond the coercive means, and as a matter of fact, hindi ka nga nag-attend, hindi ka nga bumoto, why will you be considered for the purpose of determining the number of required votes for the purpose of conviction? Well, this is just my personal opinion. I just want to remind the public about the reason why we have senators. And the reason is to represent the interest of the Filipino people. This impeachment trial is one of the instances when the representation of the interest of the Filipino is very much needed. So kung hindi mag-attend ng trial, hindi mag-attend ng botohan, how can we say that they truly are representing the interest of the Filipino people? And in which case, it should be considered for the purpose of interpreting. After all, if I will be very much literal, what the Constitution provides is 2/3 of all the senators, it used all, It did not use 24. So it is important to hear as well what the Supreme Court will say about this.
Let us hear from Gab Lalu of Philippine Daily Inquirer. Gab,
Hello po. Two questions po. First, natanong ko na rin po to kay Chair Luistro kahapon. Do you agree dun sa sinasabi ni Congressman Zia Adjong, yung spokesperson po ng prosecution team, na mukhang wala pong ebidensya si VP Sara. Wala siyang depensang na mamount kasi yung strategy niya is towards dismissal. Siguro po sa private prosecutors po natin.
I think yung tinong mo is evident sa sagot ng Vice President mismo. Kasi napakakapal ng sagot, pero ang nagpakapal nun ay annexes. Ano yung annexes? Annexes na hindi bago, annexes ng final niya sa Supreme Court, annex na final niya sa House Committee on Justice, puro annexes. Pag tinignan natin yung kanyang answer, wala namang allegation, wala namang statement kung ano yung ipipresenta nila. On all the articles, they did not state, they did not deny. General denials lang, pero hindi nila sinabi, deny namin to kasi ito ang ebidensya namin. Ganun dapat ang sagot sa answer. All 4 articles of impeachment, wala pong sinabi kung bakit dinideny niya ang culpable violation of the Constitution, ang grave threats, ang bribery, ang unexplained wealth, ang betrayal of public trust. Wala siyang sinagot doon. Walang sinabing we have witnesses to show or this is our evidence. Wala. Question na naman niya, inulit na naman niya. Jurisdiction, 1-year ban, due process. At saka, partial daw ang House Committee on Justice, nag-mini trial, abusive daw ng coercive power sa subpoena, at gumawa pa ng sariling ebidensya ang House Committee on Justice beyond the impeachment complaints. Ngayon, sa tanong mo, tama ba ang sinabi ng spokesperson ng House? Ang sagot, oo. Kung meron kang ebidensya, ba't katakot na sagutin sa answer? I would have thought that the Vice President was more courageous and more transparent since sinabi ng kanyang mga spokesperson at defense team na ready na sila. At maalala natin ang sinabi niya noon, to quote a previous maybe long time statement, meron daw bloodbath na mangyayari. Saan ang bloodbath na yun? Nakikita ko, personally, bubble bath yan. Hindi bloodbath.
It's hard to second guess the intention of the defense, no? But that is their position. So for us, no, we will just because the burden of evidence right now is with the prosecution, so we just have to establish our case, regardless of their defense, whether it's pure denial or legal, whatever it is. So we just concentrate on how to establish our cause of action, as indicated in the articles of impeachment.
Kanina po kasi nabanggit yung possible, na ngayon na na-publicize na kung sino yung mga private prosecutor, possible yung mga personal attacks. I'm just anticipating. Hindi po kaya magagamit yung background ng iba po sa inyo against yung processes o yung pag-participate nyo sa impeachment, sa prosecution team? Kasi if I'm not mistaken po, parang dalawa po sa mga private prosecutors na nandito ay may background as assistant presidential legal counsel ni President Marcos. Baka po kasi sabihin na naman may politikang involved or baka gusto niyo pong i-clarify yung position niyo dun.
Well, we cannot really hide our identity, because PECABAR really, since the time of President Marcos Sr., is closely associated really with the Marcoses. But it is the House who enlisted our support, not the President, no? Or not anyone of the first family. So, I mean, we cannot hide our identity, unfortunately. But as you can see, me and Dean Jokno we are adversaries in court, no? So, but now we are here together with a common cause. So, as I've said, this is just any other regular case handled by the firm. It's nothing special. So it is just a purely professional engagement.
May I also correct, no? Siguro nakita nyo, naka-flash sa screen that I was like Pecabar, no? I was assistant to the president, no? Mali po yun. I never worked with Malacanang, never had the opportunity. So typo error lang po. Ang assistant po ang Pecabar. But I echo, no? Pecabar here, we've worked closely with Pecabar kasi ayaw natin sabihin, sinasabi ng part of the disinformation is that this is a Malacanang Senate. Baka sabihin rin nila is this is a Malacanang prosecutors, public and private, kasi nakalagay dyan sa biodata ng Pecabar. I have worked with Pecabar, and I can speak for the private prosecutors and for my lawyers. We do not receive instructions from anyone, whether from the House, whether from the Senate, whether from Malacanang. We do not receive instructions. We are here. We give our professional help. We do our own personal judgments as to political issues and our own separate political beliefs. Iba po yun. Yung mga background po namin, iba rin po yun. So, sasabihin nila na Malacanang ang private prosecutors, ay mag-isip-isip sila. Magaling rin kami mag-file ng cyber libel complaint, kagaya ng public prosecutors.
So on the part of our firm, we are vouching on the credibility, the professionalism, and most importantly, yung independence ng ating mga kasamahan from Pecabar. Whatever their past political affiliation, they have nothing to do on the task at hand. Napaka-independent, napaka-credible, napaka-professional, and more than anything, napaka-competent po ng ating mga abogado from Pecabar. Again, it is an honor to stand beside them in this legal battle.
We've heard already the statement of our private prosecutors. As a matter of fact, they are detaching themselves from anyone, no? This is their independent decision to help the public prosecutors. At gusto ko ring ipaunawa sa inyo, by becoming a prosecutor, we are maintaining a stand. And that is to prosecute the Vice President, which will lead, in the absence of their evidence, to a possible conviction. But this position does not necessarily mean that we are associated with any group, most especially Malacanang. We want to make it clear, ang pagpili po ng private prosecutors is exclusive decision ng 11 House prosecutors. It is us who decide kung sino ang tutulong sa amin na private prosecutors. And as they have said, we are not receiving instruction from anyone.
Thank you po.
Thank you, Gab. Milky Rigonan from DCRH is next.
Good afternoon. Sir, based doon sa first batch ng listahan na binanggit ni Chair Luistro, ang sabi niya nga ay masasabi ito na mga dekampanilya. Pero based on the composition now in the Senate, papaano po ba ito, tingin ninyo as a private prosecutors? More on the evidence or more on sa kampihan, pro or anti the Vice President?
The only way to answer that is, and the only correct way to answer is, it is always on the basis of evidence. Yung impeachment, correct, isa itong hybrid. Sabi nga, sui generis is political, legal, process. Pero as an impeachment court and as lawyers here, alam namin, isang bagay lang yung dapat tingnan ng isang husgado, ng isang judge, ng isang senator judge, yun lang yung ebidensya. Kung malakas yung ebidensya, that should lead to the removal of the Vice President. Kung mahina, that should lead to her acquittal. Evidence, evidence, evidence. Yun lang.
To your question also, ma'am, will it be decided on the basis of evidence or on political affiliation? I would like to believe that when the senator judges took their oath of impartiality, and also when the Senate rule says that the Senate impeachment court judges must be politically neutral, I would like to rely on a presumption of good faith. Naniniwala po ako sa lahat ng senator judges that they will be true to their oath of political neutrality and impartial justice. Pag nagkamali naman ako sa paniwalang yan, taong bayan na magde-decide. Because this will be judged not only in the Senate impeachment court, but in the court of public opinion. So, if I am mistaken in my good faith reliance, then let the people decide. But to your question, naniniwala po ako na mananalo kami based on the evidence. Maging 16 votes yan, 12 votes yan, 24 votes yan, or 22 votes yan. Conviction ang lalabas dyan.
Thank you, ma'am. Samantalayin ko lang, mama, for Congresswoman Jervil Luistro. Lumabas po kasi si Kong Chel. Nabanggit niya kanina based on the question of Billy Vegas doon sa paghahanda po sa tagpagtulong sa mga biktima po ng lindol. Nabanggit po kanina ni Kong Chel na meron daw pong 100 congressmen ang tumutulong po sa pagbibigay po ng ayuda. Pwede pong malaman kung magkano na ho ang nalilikom ng House of Representatives.
I am not very much certain about the accumulated amount already, but Kong Chel is here. If you would like to raise that question to him, no? What I am certain the 11 prosecutors are part of this intention to help the victims of the earthquake in Mindanao.
Kong Chel, ulitin ko lang yung question ko. Nabanggit niyo po kanina sa question po ni Billy na meron pong nalilikom na rin ang more than 100 congressmen para po sa pagtulong sa mga biktima ng lindol sa Mindanao. Meron na po bang kung magkano po ang halaga dito po sa House of Representatives?
Hindi ko po kabisado yung halaga, pero I can report to you kung ilan ng mga members of the House who have pledged support. Hanapin ko lang po sa aking phone. Ayan. Ayan. So far, 139 lawmakers, a total of 9.29 million. At kasama po doon ang mga public prosecutors na humaharap sa inyo at mga kasamahan pa namin who are not here this morning.
That only shows na hindi po nakakaligtaan sa kabila ng aming tough preparation for the impeachment trial. Hindi po nakakalimot ang 11 prosecutors, most especially, sa kanila pong tungkulin para sa ating mga kababayan, most especially our beloved countrymen na biktima ng lindol sa Mindanao.
Maraming salamat po.
Thank you. Marian Enriquez of TV5.
Hi, good afternoon po. May we know lang po sana if you can share some of your meetings. Madalas po namin kayo nakikita dito sa People Center. Kamusta po ba? Have you conducted mock trial? Maybe you can share some experiences dito po sa paghahanda natin. Some details.
We are not supposed to discuss in detail the preparation that the prosecution team is having, no? But I believe I have shared with you already na yes, nagmamak kami. We do meetings, we do Big Mac and Small Mac, but that's the least we can say.
Sa mga private prosecutors po, have you encountered any of the yung lawyers ng defense team ni VP Sara, Fortune Narvasa, and Salazar Law? Kamusta po sila? Any you wanna share about them, and ano pong masasabi niyo sa kanila?
For Pecabar, the firm has been in practice for more than 40 years. So definitely we've crossed paths. So we have utmost respect to them. And I would assume they also have utmost respect towards us, not only Pecabar, but also the other private prosecutors. So we have nothing against them. We understand what they do. And I hope that they also understand what we do as private prosecutors.
We are brethren of the profession, so as I've said, this is just purely professional engagement, nothing personal. So we might be passionate, no, in court, but outside we still remain friends.
There was this one time I had encounter when Attorney Powa was invited to the Committee on Justice hearing. Ako din ay nandun, so kami ay nakapag-usap ng, I think, in 5 minutes. Sabi niya, sir, napapanood ko po yung mga interview mo. Sabi ko rin, I also watch your interviews. Sabi ko, Attorney Powa, wala pong personalan, trabaho lang. It just so happened that we are on the opposing sides of this legal battle. So nothing personal to the defense team. Trabaho lang po ito. Trabaho lang on our part as lawyers.
As I said earlier, I've been in practice for 48 years now. I'm probably older than some of them, their ages combined. But I have encountered SIG and Attorney Narvasa, senior partners of the firm, the younger ones as well. No, let me say that competence of lawyers is very good, but regardless of how competent lawyers are, it will still, at the end of the day, be based on the strength of the evidence for or against conviction or acquittal. Kung minsan, sa mga interview ko po, sometimes I say not nice things, but alam niyo po naman, kilala niyo po ako. Ako po ay magalang pero medyo bastos kung minsan. So kung may sinasabi po ako tungkol sa mga kalabang ko dito sa impeachment case, pagpasensyahan niyo na lang. But I'd like to reiterate that the law firm representing and the lawyers representing the defense and the Vice President are all very competent lawyers, but this will not sink or swim based on the competence of the lawyers. This will be decided on the strength or weakness of the evidence presented.
Speaking of Attorney Powa, he has time and again said na wala raw pong impeachable offense si VP Sara. But if you could tell the Filipino people one thing about the evidence po ng prosecution has against Vice President Sara Duterte, what would it be?
I will leave it to our chair.
Of course, we vehemently oppose that statement of Attorney Powa. First and foremost, wala kami dito if we don't believe that there is an impeachable offense committed by the Vice President. We are not allowed to discuss the merits, and that includes the evidence. But let me just state for the record, we have 4 strong articles of impeachment against VP Sara Duterte.
Well, I think everyone saw the video, so that speaks for itself.